This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Hoffman. Today is Friday, the 11th of July, 2025. We're so glad you could join us here today. Coming up a little later on in the program, we'll visit with Sam Trainor of agmarket.net to take a look at the closing numbers. But first, Andy Peterson had a chance to talk with Heather Thompson. She's Executive Director of Enterprise Marketing for GROWMARK FS, talking about their new branding campaign that they've got going on. Andy?
Well, From Start to Finish is the name of a new brand campaign from our friends at GROWMARK FS, and kind of sounds like the growing season, particularly on soybeans, as we found out the last couple of years, right? You can start, you can have good middle of the season, and if you don't get any rain to finish in August and September, why the yield suffers. And Heather, I imagine that's part of why this brand campaign makes sense here for an agricultural company.
Yeah, it does. Especially when we think about FS and what our customers come to expect of us, FS is really set up to be the partner for a grower from start to finish, whether it's thinking about, the beginning of the season and helping them select the right seed for that acre all the way through, the growing season with fertility and crop protection through to harvest and taking that grain and helping them store the grain post-harvest. We've definitely got that start to finish in the growing season, but then also FS has our fuel offerings and propane. And so it's really the comprehensive provider that our customers can depend on with all of their needs from the beginning of the growing season to the end, start to finish.
So kind of talk about how this got started and where you kind of have planned to use this tagline.
Yeah, absolutely. Our FS companies are well known in their communities and by their customers, and the FS system has been around for nearly 100 years. And so it's easy to think we don't really need to market ourselves because our customers know who we are. But it's really important to continue to tell that story about what the brand means and what our customers can expect when they do business with us. And so we felt it was important to invest in continuing to build that brand awareness and story around the FS brand. And when we think about who FS is, there's really nothing more descriptive of FS and why we're unique and different and a great partner than start to finish. So customers can expect to see advertising on all different mediums, whether it be on radio or on digital properties and social media. Throughout the growing season, we'll be talking about start to finish and our FS brand and all the things that we have to be proud of there.
Yeah, it's amazing. Memories are short in a lot of cases, and so that brand awareness never gets to 100%. There's always a need for that. And you've also invested, I think, in a lot of properties too, physical plants and equipment and that sort of thing that help deliver on that from start to finish promise.
Yeah, absolutely. Our FS companies are thriving, and they're really committed to being that local provider. They're invested in their communities. They're invested in facilities that allow them to deliver with the speed and scale that growers need. As we see tractors get bigger, planters get bigger, the turnaround time and the demand on our growers and on our FS retailers just continues to increase. And so it's really important that we're continuing to invest back so that we can meet those demands and deliver what our customers need.
Heather, we appreciate your time today. Great stuff as always.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Andy.
That again was Heather Thompson, Executive Director of Enterprise Marketing at GROWMARK FS, with our own Andy Peterson. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. And when we come back, we'll talk about those closing numbers. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net. We're back on Ag Matters PM here on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and we're going to run through these closing numbers now. We're talking with Sam Trainor of agmarket.net. And Sam, WASDE report came out today. We weren't expecting a lot as far as fireworks. It seemed to deliver exactly what we expected, and the markets, though, didn't quite react like we maybe thought they would have.
That's correct. Saw changes that came right in line with where the trade was estimating. Saw old crop corn carry out decreased by 25 million bushels. New crop corn carry out down 90 million bushels, making some adjustments to planted area and harvested area. So brought production down a little bit. There was no changes to yield, which we weren't anticipating anything like that. But increase in export demand, saw 100 million bushel increase in the old crop export demand. That was offset by about 75 million bushel feed residual decrease. But nonetheless, pretty friendly numbers overall. But right now the market's just focused on weather, and there is nothing threatening out there. And market's anticipating that we're going to have a bumper crop, and I guess demand doesn't matter a whole lot at this point in the game, at least as far as the board's concerned right now.
It's pretty much a story of the fact that the markets were pretty well prepared for this, and the weather's just that big of a pressure on the system right now, right?
That's right. Yeah, I was telling most of my clients here leading up to the report that I really wasn't expecting a whole lot of movement today, because I kind of had anticipated that we would see some of the numbers that we did with maybe a little bit friendlier carry out sort of thing, just with the strength in exports lately. You just can't ignore the fact that we have just been killing it there. But in the same breath, you have to realize that we're growing a monster crop here. So the friendliness of the demand is being offset by the surplus in supply that we're anticipating coming down the pipeline.
Switching over to the livestock side of things, cattle and hogs. I know midday cattle was doing pretty solid. Hogs were having a little bit of a struggle. Is that how they kind of finished up today?
That is, yeah. We finished up. You hit the nail right on the head here. Cattle traded up pretty strong today. Had a really strong close, both fats and feeders. Didn't quite get to contract highs that were made in yesterday's session. However, we're awfully close, and it's not going to take much of a move on Monday to accomplish a new contract high here. Those markets we talked on Monday of this week, I believe, and we were talking about Walmart sourcing its own beef going forward. That was beneficial, and then also the closing the Mexican border due to the screwworm disease outbreaks, trying to keep that at bay and keep it down in Mexico and out of our U.S. herd. So close the border there. That report came out on Wednesday night, I believe. So these last 2 days, we've had pretty strong reactions to the news that's out there, and the story remains the same. Cash is trading at a premium, and the cattle's not really out there. So the futures just keep trying to catch up to the cash price.
All right. Well, Sam, not quite the close we were hoping for the week. Kind of a rough week, but if folks want to look at what you guys have to offer at agmarket.net, maybe get some insight on the market situation, what's the best way for them to find that information?
Best way would be to visit our website at agmarket.net, or you can give us a call here in Normal. Either myself or Kurt would be more than happy to speak with you. Phone number 1-800-779-1515.
All right, Sam Trainor's been our guest here today. Sam, thanks for the insight. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Appreciate it, Dustin. Anytime.
That again was Sam Trainor of agmarket.net. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the numbers closed up for the week here on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network market screen. September corn down 3 1/4 at $3.96 even. August beans down 8 1/4 at $10.04 1/4. Soybean meal down $1.10 at $2.70.30. Soy oil 26 cents higher at $53.75. Chicago wheat down 9 1/2 at $5.45 even. Kansas wheat is 10 1/2 lower at $5.24 1/4. Kansas spring wheat is 5 1/2 lower at $5.96 3/4. Minneapolis spring wheat 19 3/4 cents lower at $6.12 even. Oats down 8 1/4 at $3.69 3/4. On the Merck live cattle up up $2.97 at $222.20. Feeder cattle up $4.05 at $325.32. Lean hogs $1.55 lower at $104.67. Pork cutouts lost $1.65 a day at $112.22. Class 3 milk unchanged at $17.38. That was the end of our market recap, and that brings us to the close of today's show. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, X, and on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified each time we put out a new video project. Also, don't forget about replays of the Weekend Ag Matters program, Iowa Ag Matters, all of our network shows, and our market casts, all available under the podcast tab at iowaagnet.com, or you can get them delivered right to your mobile device through Amazon, Apple, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the iAron Studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Andy Peterson, Ashton Jolly, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This is Ag Matters PM.